Yes, sir, baby, on the Radar Radio. Yo, today, very special day. The mayor's here with me. Rah Swish, what up?
Yes, sir, in the building.
What's up, bro? Welcome, man.
Good,
the last time we did this was, I think last summer we were doing it on Zoom, and when they hit me this time, I was like, no. We got to do this shit properly in person. You know what I'm saying? I've had the guys up here. I had Dread, I had Quelly, so yes. I felt like it was only right to make sure that you were also here in person.
Shout out to guys. You know we had to come through. City back open, so we had to do it in person. Like, we not, fuck that Zoom.
Yeah, no,
shit.
we not doing.
I don't even like Zoom. Like, that
Me
shit.
neither, man.
I hate that shit.
Me neither. I felt like last summer it was cool because it's like, oh, I could do the Zoom and then go do some other shit. But then, like, I think once December hit, I was like, damn, man, it just don't feel right. When I started doing things in person again, I was like, oh yeah, we can't keep moving like this. We got to do shit in person, especially having all, you know, it was crazy because it's like, yo, like, let's say you was in Brooklyn. And I was like maybe 20 minutes away. And I'm like, why the fuck we doing this? Like, why are we doing this like this? We like this close to each other. Why can't we do it? But I'm happy to have you here, man. Congrats on the new project.
Appreciate it.
Damn, they going crazy outside. First and foremost, how you been, man? How's everything going? You know what I'm saying? Like, how have you been since the release of this new project? How you feeling? How are your spirits?
Shit, I've been feeling good. Like, I've been chilling. Like, I just been moving around, feeling like the mayor of the streets. Like, feel me? It feel good. Feel good to be back outside. We in them spots. We just moving how we want to move. You feel me? We off quarantine and we just good.
Yeah, nah, it's exciting. So with this project, you know, I feel like you released it at like one of the perfect times because now, like you said, we back outside. We doing this. Was this always in the plans? Because like I know we were originally supposed to. We had another Zoom scheduled in December because I think there was a project around that time that was supposed to come out, but then it got moved. Was this the same project or has it changed a little bit?
Same project. It just changed.
Right.
Like, it was originally supposed to drop around December, but then we just kept pushing it back, and I just kept making new music. So then I started feeling like I don't want that old shit on the project no more. I want this new shit. So we just kept swapping out songs, and it just kept getting pushed back all the way to.
What were some of the records that got changed, or that might have got added like later on? If you don't mind me asking.
Damn, almost all of them, for real.
Really?
I ain't gonna lie. The only song that was always on the tape was RS with Rah Swish,
right?
And Warm Ups with Leaky. Those two songs was always on the tape, but everything else got swapped out, I think, because I made like Gauskis and like February or March. I think I made that in March. And then Trending Topics was never on it. I put it out on there.
Great addition, by the way. Great addition. I love that.
Me and Smoke Perp record. We had that, but then we wasn't gonna put it. And then I was just like, nah, we gonna put it. Like, you feel me? So everything was just like, shit was just
Smoke Perp record was dope because like that's not a feature that I would expect. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not someone who I would be like, oh yeah, I can see Rah working with it. And when it happened, I'm like, oh wait, this shit hard. It's a dope record.
And that's why I did that too. It was like the most unexpected shit. So I felt like, all right, this is different. And the shit was actually hard. Like, the shit fire. He did his thing on that shit. So I was like, nah, we gotta put this out. Like,
was that when you were able to link together to do? Like,
nah, cause he was in Miami at the time. I was in New York. So, but you feel me? We just hopped on FaceTime and shit. I'm cool with his manager and shit. And he's just like, yo, Perp got this. It actually was his record.
Oh wow! So he gave it to you to put on the project.
Yeah.
Wow, that's dope.
It was his record though. He's like, yo, Perp, I got some shit. Once you get on, I'm like, well, let me hear it. And like, he on the drill beat. I'm like, Perp don't do no fucking drill music. But then he sent this shit. I'm like, oh no, this shit is fire. And then we did it like that.
And the rest was history with that. You know, speaking of like, I guess features that I wouldn't expect. I know this wasn't on the project, but you did a record with Money Mar a little while ago, and he was on the show. And we were talking about. I love that record too because it was cool to see him also step out of like what he was used to and kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that was dope. How did that link up happen?
Shit, that was mainly through like Empire. Like when I first
I forgot he's with Empire too.
Yeah, so when I first came around with Empire and shit, they was just showing me like a whole bunch of artists and shit, and then he got brought up, and I'm like, oh no, this young nigga hard. Like, you feel me? I was fucking with his shit, and he's like, yeah, we gonna do something with him. I'm like, shit, let's do it. Like, you feel me? I fuck with him. Then we got in contact. He was rocking with me. So I'm like, yeah, we gonna do this shit. We gonna knock this shit out easy. And then that's how that came about.
Shout out Money Mar.
Shout out Money Mar.
And when we were going to do this in December, I remember one of the things I was most excited to talk to you about was the record with Dream Doll and the sample, the Timbaland sample. Because first of all, and that's not the only really dope sample we're gonna talk about. But what I loved about that, because it was just funny watching people on Twitter talk about it, because they were like, how the hell did he get this cleared? How did this happen? And like there were people like, who is this? And I'm like, oh y'all gonna find out. Yeah, y'all about to know who this is, right? Yeah. And I was like, yo, I want to have Rah come on this show and talk about that one particular record too, because I was like, yo, like people asking how you cleared this, bro. I'm like, people got to know who Rah Swish is. You feel me?
I mean, shit, that's really through, for me, the OGs. That's working with Trackmasters. Those the legends right there. And if you don't know, Google Trackmasters and you're going to figure out why we got that clear. But that's really what it was. They approached me with a sample, and it was that. And then they was just like, what you could do with this? And I'm like, the same shit I do with everything. Like, so I just approached it like that. And you feel me? Dream, her team, you feel me? Cool with my team. And then that's how she came about. I was like, yo, it'll be dope if we do it with a female. Like, yeah. So then we just, you feel me? Just politicking, talking, all these ideas in the air, and then the shit came about. And the shit just worked magic.
And I feel like y'all did the sample justice too. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not even like, oh, we just sampled the record, we put it out. Like y'all actually did it proper, and y'all did y'all thing on it. Y'all, you know, I feel like y'all made Timbaland proud. I don't know if you ever gotten to even, you know, speak to him.
Nah,
but
I ain't personally speak to him, but I know he said he liked the record.
He did say he liked the record.
He said he liked the record.
See, everybody talking shit on Twitter. Meanwhile, in real life, Timbaland out here being like, oh, I fuck with the record.
So that was big right there.
That must have been like a good moment for you to like to know that like Timbaland co-signed it.
Yeah, I was proud of that. I'm like, shit, I did a good job. But the record was good. Like that shit's still playing now in clubs and parties and shit. They go crazy. If I perform that shit at a show, everybody go crazy. So that shit, you feel me? Everybody fuck with that shit. That's a good record. Of course,
right Dream was like the perfect person to put on it too. It just kind of it was like this. It was just like
shit just went good.
Yeah, and then obviously you have the Woo It Again sample, right, with Jay-Z. First of all, that's still playing. We was actually, I think I heard it on Power the other day, and when I hear it every single time, I can't help but smile because I think I was with Bobby the night it came out. Yeah, I was with Bobby the night it came out, and when he played it for me before, it was like right before midnight. I was like, yo, how? And did I read somewhere online that you and Jay are born on the same birthday?
It's my birthday twin right there.
So when it came to, so that makes the record even that much more special for you, right? Because it's like, how did that manifest? Like, how did that record kind of come about?
Same thing, basically. Same thing? What you like Trackmasters, man. They tied in with Jay. You feel me? And they were just pushing that narrative. Because when I came around, I was telling them like, yeah, you feel me? I got that Jay in me. Like you gonna see that. Like sooner or later, that's what's gonna come out. Like, why you feel like that? I'm like, we got the same birthday, so it's just destined to happen. You feel me? So then they're like, okay. So then they presented that, like, and I got a whole lot of samples in the stash, like more J shit, a lot of throwback shit. But you feel me? That particular one, they was just like, all right, what you could do with it? So then they was even surprised that I knew the song, like, I knew the original. So I'm like, oh no, this is easy. Like, y'all throwing me shit that I actually like, that I listened to and shit. So then we just did that. I knocked that shit out in probably like an hour or two. Took me like an hour or two to do that record, and then it was just up from there. They was like, okay, we got to do something with this. Like, we like this one. This shit sound good. It go with your flow, your voice. And there's a little switch up for me. So I like that type of, I say, like, challenge, because people not used to hearing me on a lot of samples or shit. And then, you know, we throw the samples with a little drill in it. So I like that right there, though.
Like, you stepping outside of, like, the drill stuff, too. And I wanted to ask you, before I wanted to talk about the stepping outside of it, but I wanted to ask, you know, if you could have a conversation with Jay, like if Jay was sitting right here and you could ask him something or tell him something, you know, because I don't know if Jay had said anything about the record the way Timbaland did, but if you could speak to him, what would you ask him, or what would you say to him if he heard this?
The record or just the conversation?
No, like if you had something that you would tell him, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be a question or you would say to him, like,
I'll probably just ask him, like, for me, what kept you focused going through what you was going through in life, and what's keys and tips that you would give somebody to keep pushing and to get at a level that you got to. Shit like that. And I know he speak on shit like that in interviews, but you know, it'll always hit different when somebody directly tell you.
Yeah, like if it's a one-on-one thing, not so much like you watching an interview and being like, oh, I'm going to take that gem and I'm going to roll with it.
Yeah, so it hit a little different when they talking to you.
But I feel like when it comes to you and your music now, you're doing what you have to do to kind of get there as well, because you're stepping outside the drill. You know, we just spoke about how, you know, you're on different beats, you're doing things that people don't normally expect from you, working with people who people wouldn't normally expect. For you, what was that like? I don't know, like the decision to kind of like, okay, now, you know, the drill stuff is cool, but we got to kind of move differently. Because I asked Quelly and Dread the same thing, but I wanted to hear your perspective on it, because everybody has a little different.
I say more or less just being different. Like, that's just the main thing. Like, you want to stand out. Like, you feel me? And whether people gonna fuck with it at first or not, it'll grow in them. And then, you feel me? If you really doing your thing, you gonna force people to accept it. So that's just where I'm at with it. Like, I'm gonna be different whether they telling me go back to who I was or we ain't really liking that.
Yeah.
Because y'all gonna accept this. And then I'm not gonna put out trash. You feel me? So it'll grow on you, but I just want to be different. You feel me? Because we can't all make it being the same. Right. So it's like if you switch it up a little bit and you got your own little style and your flow, you whatever you doing, and you make it different, you gonna stick out. So that's why I'm at with it. I'm trying to be different.
As you enter like this new phase of like your career, new era of your career, looking back at kind of everything that you've experienced over these past 3-4 years, what do you feel like is your biggest takeaway from that? You know, like what do you feel like was the biggest thing you can take away from everything that you've gone through with music, life, personal stuff from over the past couple of years?
Shit, I don't know. Like, I just look back at all this shit, and it's just like that shit motivate me to keep going. I say that, like, just understanding the struggle I went through and like understanding like how I advanced myself and making music and my selection of beats. It's all that shit all around, and growing as an artist, it's just motivation to keep going, because I never thought that I'd be here. So it's like I just want to keep surprising myself and be like, shit, for me, I end up somewhere else and be like, damn, I never thought I'd be here.
Right.
So that's what it is.
Speaking of I guess moments like that, you're gonna be at Rolling Loud this year. This is incredible. First of all, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Because I was at 2019 when they wouldn't let, you know, folks perform. They you know, they wouldn't let people in. So to see this lineup be there and to see you on there and see so many other artists from New York being able to perform and be there is incredible. How are you feeling about, you know, is this your first Rolling Loud?
Yeah, this is my first.
How are you feeling, you know, finally getting to perform at your first Rolling Loud, especially it being in the hometown too?
Shit, I feel like I'm gonna have the best performance out of every New York artist. That's 'cause I'm coming different. I told them they let me on that stage. They fucked up. I'll make this shit memorable. But it's definitely a good feeling. Like, you feel me? It's your work not going unnoticed, so it feel good. And I'm glad there's a lot of New York artists on there, because it shows that we just moving in the right direction of music. Like, everybody in New York doing their thing. So, you feel me? They gotta show us love.
You gonna bring some of the guys out too?
Oh, hell yeah. I don't know. They tried to tell me that I only could bring like 10 people. I don't know how they talking about that shit. I don't know.
Only 10 people, that's it?
I'm gonna let them know I don't know how to count, because it's about to be 45 niggas on stage. We gonna look like fucking the Rough Riders or some shit. I don't know.
I ain't gonna hold you. They is pretty strict at New York Rolling Loud. I mean, rightfully so. But it was like Partis and Fontaine's people actually like snuck me. Like, it's crazy how you could sneak people around. Like, Party's people snuck me into the artist area at one point. And you see people being snuck around, like security guards now, like they'll turn around if you're a certain person. They won't even look. Like, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, we gonna have the dogs there. It's gonna be a big woo event.
Nah, but that's dope, because, you know, I've spoken to a few other artists who've been on the lineup, and I think that, like, it's for those who aren't on the lineup, the fact that you're in a position where it's like you can even bring out the people, it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Because you get to share that experience now with the guys, and then they'll be on the next one with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely. it won't just be just Rah Swish. It'll be Rah, Quelly, Dread, et cetera, et cetera. Like, you'll have your people on there with you.
Yeah, and that's the goal right there. Bring everybody through the door step by step. Like, we ain't gonna forget nobody. So that's the goal.
And speaking of your people, we got a collab joint coming from the three of you.
Yeah.
Tell me about this record, cause I think it's super dope that we gonna get this joint.
Shit, it's called Casamigos and Lemonade. It wasn't even supposed to be named that for real, but the way this shit happened, we just had my boy Corey little birthday shit. You feel me? So we all just chilling, and then the producer Luca, he came to me like, "Yo, the booth right here, like, you feel me? Like, I be sending you beats, you be killing them. Let me see what you could do in person." So I looked at him like, "Trying to play with me, homie? Like, what you mean? Like, put that shit on."
At a birthday party?
Yeah. So, but we was at the studio, so the studio right there. So, you feel me? He like, I don't know, I felt like it was a challenge. So he played that beat. That was the first beat he played. I said, I don't even want to hear it no more. Pull that shit up in the Pro Tools, and I'm recording right now. So the whole time, like, it's Corey birthday shit, and he's selling drinks and shit. And the best drinks they got is Casamigos and lemonade. I'm like, I don't know that other shit. So I'm just drinking. My boy ZG, we in the booth, you feel me? Just little shit like that. So I'm like, all right. And then I just started saying Casamigos and lemonade, and I just flow with that shit, you feel me? Then I did that. That was like a little pre-hook. Then I came with another hook. And then I did my verse. I finished that shit in like 25 minutes.
Were the other two there with you, or that was
Yeah,
just
nah, they was there.
Oh, they was there with you. Okay, so everybody just went
there.
in. Okay, got you.
Dre did his shit. Then Quelly did his shit. And we got a record.
I feel like that's got to be like the best when it just flows like that naturally too. You know, like unexpected flows naturally, and then you like, oh yeah, I think we got one with this.
Yeah, that shit was fun. It was organic, and you gonna feel that vibe in the song. You gonna see that when we do the video. Like, it's just gonna be real organic. That shit was fun making that shit.
Now this is kind of like an out of left field question, but would y'all ever do like a joint tape together?
Hell yeah, but I wouldn't like just leave it with us three. Like, I incorporate like the whole hood. Like, if we're gonna do that, we're gonna have to do like a woo project and just put everybody on it and just do it big for the community.
Right, just for the one time. So right before this interview, we got official confirmation that you on Pop Smoke's album this week, right? First of all, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Because I was one of the people who was like, yo, I feel like we missing a few people in the last project. So this is big, and I'm sure you know this is big for you. How do you feel? You know, now knowing that one it's certain, but two, it's like, you know, it's coming out, the record's gonna be out, and all that. Like, how are you feeling about it personally?
Shit is like, it's up. Like, it's woo season. Like, I don't know, like that shit. For me, it go. Like, me and my boy, we about to go crazy.
What's the name of the record? Since we can.
It's Brush 'em. They don't Brush 'em on the album. Brush 'em got leaked. You feel me? But
I wasn't gonna mention the leak, but if you want to mention the leak, I try not to mention the leaks on the show just out of respect.
They gonna look it up regardless. But you feel me? So we officially releasing it on our album, and that's what we gonna do. We gonna go crazy like we were supposed to.
Now I'm excited for that to come out because I know it's been a long road this past year and a half. So so congratulations on that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely appreciate
long live Pop and all that. And you know, kind of moving on from that, you get into your acting bag. You feel me? I had Ron on a little while ago, and we was talking about you know, all your new takes on some classics. Do we have any more in the works? Cause I enjoyed it. I was like, okay, I see them getting a little acting bag and shit.
I mean, it could be more still. Like, I don't know at this point. I just letting time pass, but a lot of people been writing me. I don't like trying to plan the next one because when I drop one, like, everybody just write me. So I'll be like, damn, like, how much people I gotta add to this shit? Like, you feel me? But I feel like it's a good little thing that we got going with the acting shit. You feel me? Like, a couple of real actors told me that the shit is cool and all that. You feel me? So it's like,
what real actors? Who we talking to? You moving out here? Let me see you in a movie soon.
Can't give all the people. But nah, like,
we'll keep it hush hush. It's all good. It's all good.
I spoke to a couple people though. You feel me? Like, and people just fuck with it. So I definitely might stick with it as far as just dropping these little shits and shit. You feel me? Incorporate more people, make it a bigger thing. Who knows? This shit could grow to be some big New York City shit. You never know. You feel me? You just gotta take that chance. But we probably gonna put some more of that shit out.
Right? Yeah. Because I'm not sure the exact time in between the two, but it was like 7 to 8 months maybe. I'm trying to think because like one was in the summertime last year, and then this one was like spring, early summer this year. So you do a good space between. You release some, like, you know, movies. Yeah. you take your time in between them.
Yeah, trying to just give everybody a chance to tune in and then realize like, okay, another one coming out. Oh, this the new one. So yeah.
And I know, you know, aside from the guys that have been on my show, obviously like yourself, Quelly, Dread, I always want to ask, you know, who else do we have to be on the lookout for, you know? Because I know you got a lot of people that you know, and I think that, you know, be a good chance to shout them out, kind of get some people in tune.
Shit. The next two, I ain't gonna lie, out the gang that you got to get up here You gotta get Curly Sav up here.
I had Curly Sav on the Zoom.
Oh,
but
he was up here.
But we did a Zoom. I do want to do in person though.
All right, so
yeah,
he gotta come. He gotta
Shout out
come,
Curly Sav.
come do one in person, and you gotta get OP up here.
OP.
On point like OP.
On point like OP. Yeah, I talked to I talked to Bobby a little while ago. I was like, yeah, on point like OP. We got to get him up here soon.
He legendary Flossy right there.
Bobby was telling me he legendary.
He been around a long time. You gotta get him up here. He gonna talk that shit to you, and he gonna talk that fact shit to you. He gonna talk it. So
I feel like he has a lot of stories too.
A lot of interesting stories.
Okay.
So it's gonna be that shit you wanna hear.
Bobby, this is I'm gonna send this clip to Bobby so Bobby know that we gotta make this happen.
I say that. Bobby definitely set it up.
Of course. So from you for the rest of 2021, what else we got on the way from you? Obviously I know more videos are probably on the way, more music is on the way. What are you kind of looking to do in the second half of 2021 for yourself, music, outside of music, etc.?
Shit, I'm still figuring it out right now because I got so much music. It's like figuring out how to release it, and then like I don't know what I'm gonna do outside of me. Like I want to do so much. Like my mind just be racing. Like I be having to just sit in the dark and just calm myself down. Like I really want to do so much shit. Like definitely, like I'm trying to have some shit like giving back to the community this year. I'm gonna definitely like going into the end of the year. I'm gonna do like the turkey drives for Thanksgiving and Christmas giveaway. Like I'm setting all that shit up from now so I can have that. And then just like, you feel me? Just I say more like networking, like the world opening back up. Like it's time to get back outside. I'm be city to city, we setting up shows in different cities and trying to set up a little tour. Like so, you feel me? It's
yes, most definitely.
A lot of shit going on. So the back end of the year is definitely gonna be big. I'm gonna be doing a lot of shit, running around. I'm gonna be real active, along with dropping more music.
Right. Maybe another project.
Maybe.
Give or take.
Maybe. If not the end of the year, the beginning of 2022. But I got enough music to drop a whole bunch of projects. So it's just figuring out how we gonna release it.
And you've already had a busy summer as is, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like you could chill right now, but you know, I know that next project gonna come up, creep up on us, and we gotta.
And it's gonna be way better than the last. I'm gonna just outdo myself, and I'm gonna just keep growing every project.
Man, I love that, and I love seeing like even like your growth from last year when we was on Zoom to now. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's so dope to see, and even to see you being like, oh, I got all these ideas of things to do like in the community and outside of the music. I think that just shows your growth. You know what I'm saying? It shows that you know you at that point now. You like, all right, we ready to do some more shit than just the music and whatnot.
Trying to be bigger than music.
And that's the goal, right?
Definitely.
Well, yo, look, I appreciate you being here. You know, congratulations on the project, on the pop album stuff, on everything you got going on. I'm looking forward to when we get to do this again. You know what I'm saying? You and the guys always got a place here, man. I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate y'all being here like over the past month. Like I did not expect to have all y'all on here like this. So it's really been a pleasure for me to have y'all and get to hear y'all stories and have y'all here and celebrate what you guys have accomplished.
Definitely appreciate that.
But let the people know where they can follow you at. Anything else? This camera right here. Anything else that they need to know? Now's the time to do it.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Rah Swish, Twitter, Real Rah Swish. I ain't gonna lie, I made a TikTok, but I ain't make no videos because I ain't gonna lie, I don't think that shit for me. Like I be trying though, you feel me? Everybody be telling like, yo, get on TikTok. That shit kind of weird though. But I'm gonna get on TikTok soon. My TikTok is Real Rah Swish. You know, we just outside. Or you can find me in the streets, you know, we always outside.
Mayor of the streets, man.
We always outside. It ain't hard to find me. You just make 1-2 calls, you're going to be right there. But yeah, you know, we outside. A lot of woo shit. Long live Pop Smoke. You know the vibes.
There it is. Make sure y'all go run up Mayor of the Streets out now. This Friday, make sure y'all go run up that Pop Smoke album, man. Long live Pop. And until next time, Rah Swish on the radar, baby.
Whoa.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate it.